Hey, gonna talk about using a skill saw. Actually, skill saw is not the name of this thing. I think it's called a rip saw, but skill saw is one of the first companies that came out with it. So they call it a skill saw. Pretty much everybody does. Notice in this little demo that I'm gonna be doing, safety first, I'm gonna make sure it's turned off so it doesn't come on and do crazy stuff. Now, a bunch of these have guides that you can get. So, piece of wood over here, piece of metal, guides it so it gets a straight cut. Very, very difficult to make a straight cut on these things. There's a laser that comes down from here that hits the between these little prongs here. I don't know if you can see those little prongs. And then it kind of guides your blade and tells you where approximately a straight cut is. But again, it's almost impossible to get a straight cut on these things like a table saw would. So let's talk about how you use this particular one. I had been using it wrong for a long time because I had assumed that the more the blade that sticks out, and the same thing with the table saw, the better it is for cutting, okay? So actually the way you're supposed to use these are, you're supposed to adjust the blade so that the blade just barely clears what you're trying to cut. So let's say we're trying to cut this edge of the table here off. We're gonna cut a piece off just to make the table smaller maybe. Okay, so we're cutting this 3/4 inch wood right here with this blade. So you can see there's a lot of the blade that comes down when you put it flat on the surface. See how much blade there is, okay? So what you wanna do is have the blade exposed just a little bit past what you're trying to cut. So there's the 3/4 inch, okay? There's the 3/4 inch right here. Here's the blade, and the blade just barely clears that. So that's where you want the blade to be. Okay, so I'll lift this up. A little bit of clearance there. And then pop this lever down here. A lot of these have these levers right here that comes down and locks the blade into place with relation to this guide, okay, table guide, okay? Now, so then you go ahead and you're gonna wanna cut, okay? So again, in order to get a straight line, that's a different story. You got a piece of wood, put it right here, so it lines up against this side right here, gives you a straight cut. Or you can just eyeball it. You measured it, marked it on your table, got a ruler, and then you go ahead and start working it, okay?